Brexit. Love it or hate it is done. But what happens now? From trade deals to political drama, the UK is in for a wild, wild ride. In today's video, we'll break down what Brexit really means for the UK's politics, UK's trade, its future place on the global stage. So buckle up everyone, it's gonna be a bumpy, bumpy road. Brexit, the political breakup no one can stop talking about. It's been a few years since the UK decided to pack its bag and leave the European Union, and what a rise it's been. But now that the dust has settled, or has it? Let's recap what really changed. Since January 2021, when the UK officially left the EU's single market and customs union, the effects have been rippling through every corner of British life. Trade has taken a hit, businesses are navigating new red tape, and if you thought British politics were confusing before, well, welcome to the new normal. But hey, what's done is done, right? Now it's time to look at the fallout, and more importantly, what's next for UK and its trade relationships. Spoiler, it's a bit more complicated than just changing the Wi-Fi password. Now, we'll start with the trade. The bread and butter of Brexit talk. The UK's exit from the EU was supposed to take back control, but it turns out controlling things is a bit harder when you're no longer in the club. You know, the European Union club. So trading with the European Union is not what it used to be. UK exports to the EU plummeted in the immediate aftermath of Brexit, thanks to new customs, checks, tariffs, and general confusion. Businesses have had to deal with miles of red tape, literally and figuratively. Meanwhile, some industries like fishing that were promised a big Brexit boost are now left asking, "Where's our fish, mate?" Now, you think with the EU out of the picture, the UK would be cozying up to new trade partner like the US? Well, sort of. The much hyped UK-US trade deal still not fully baked. Turns out, post-Brexit, Britain and the US aren't quite BFFs yet. They gotta get there somehow. But hey, it's not all bad news. The UK has been busy securing deals with countries like Japan, Australia, and New Zealand. They may not be as massive as the EU market, but hey, every little helps, right? Every little thing counts. Overall, while Brexit was sold as the path to global Britain, the truth is the UK is still trying to figure out what that means. Trade with the EU has become more complex, deals with others are moving slowly, and the UK's role as a trading powerhouse, well, let's just say it's under construction. Now, we'll talk about the domestic political landscape. Let's get into the drama at home, shall we? Brexit didn't just shake up trade, it got the whole UK political landscape in a spin. And when I say spin, I mean a full blown political twister. And not the twister that you get in a KFC. First up, Scotland. Remember the 2014 independence referendum where Scotland voted to stay in the UK? Well, Brexit changed the game. Scotland overwhelmingly voted to remain in the EU, and now many Scots are thinking, maybe going solo isn't such a bad idea after all. The Scottish National Party, or SNP, has been pushing hard for a second independence referendum, and the argument is simple. Scotland wants to be back in the EU. If Brexit was about taking control, Scotland might just want to take its own reins. Every right to do so as well. But it's not just Scotland causing headaches in the Westminster. The Conservatives have been grappling with internal divisions over how to handle the post-Brexit era. Meanwhile, Labour is trying to rebuild its platform in the post-EU Britain, where traditional party lines are, let's say, a bit blurry. And hey, don't forget Northern Ireland. Thanks to the Northern Ireland Protocol, they're still tied to the EU's customs rules. That sparked plenty of political tensions, with unionists feeling left out and the UK government constantly trying to renegotiate the deal Spoiler, that's going as well as you'd expect. So, what's next for Britain? How does global Britain fit into, well, the world? With Brexit behind them, the UK is trying to carve out its new identity in global politics and trade, but the road ahead, is filled with speed bumps. In the short term, the UK will likely continue to strengthen its ties with non-EU countries. It's aiming to join the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, or CPTPP, a trading bloc of 11 countries. Sounds fancy, right? But while these deals are a step forward, they won't replace the market access the EU provided. They have to understand that. Politically, the UK still wants to be seen as a major global player, from leading discussions on climate change to holding its own in NATO. Britain's influence hasn't disappeared, but it is definitely in transition. The challenge, proving it can thrive outside the EU's shadow. And hey, here's the hot take. The UK might just end up becoming more of a middle power broker, navigating between bigger players like the US, China, and the EU. While it won't be the powerhouse it once was, Britain could still play a pivotal role in shaping global trade and diplomacy if it plays its card right. Well, the UK's future isn't set in stone, at least not yet. It's got its challenges for sure, but hey, who knows? Maybe this Brexit gamble will eventually pay off. One thing's for certain, Britain's journey in the post-Brexit world is just getting started, and the whole world is watching. Now, hey, Brexit was never going to be simple, was it? It's a political, economical, and cultural shift that will take years, if not decades, to fully unfold. But for the UK, well, this is more than just an exit. It's a chance to redefine its place in the world. The question is, will they seize it or let it slip through? Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more. Thank you.